Poison is fine in Commander. Ever since they brought back Poison with Toxic in All Will Be One, there's been a lot of buzz about if Poison should be allowed or changed in Commander. And I'm here to say that no, it shouldn't be changed. And there's actually a very simple fix to your Poison problems that doesn't involve changing existing game rules or text. It's a neat little tool called targeting.
You need to leave!
Most people hate that word because it's associated with either a negative play experience or as an excuse for the cringe person at the table to rage out when something bad happens to them. When someone does actually get targeted out of the game, it can be a feels bad moment because they didn't really get to play their deck at all. However, we can use this tool for good. If you go against a Poison player, it's actually just as simple as target them. They are playing a very strong, very hard to counter archetype that can kill people without even trying. That makes them the threat by default. So, targeting out of the game is the best thing you and the other two players can do. You might say, oh well, I feel bad for kicking someone out of the game that early, or I want everyone here to have fun. I'm sorry, but do you think the Infect player is going to feel bad about killing everyone at once on turn 6? No, they aren't. Because that's what their deck is designed to do. You can't have sympathy for the devil. Cardboard Satan isn't going to not give you the 10th poison counter just because you didn't kill the Glistener Elf turn 1. You are delusional. And the same thing goes for the other way around. If you play Poison in Commander, you should not only expect to be targeted out of the game harder than JFK was targeted out of office, but you should be okay with that. Know your power level. Know that you are playing what could be considered the most hated archetype in the game, and deal with the consequences of it. I have a pretty decent Poison deck and I love it. And I know that I am going to be arch enemy number 1 from the get-go. So when I get killed from all 3 other players gaining up on me, I'm fine with it because that's what I signed up for the second I flipped over a Toxic 2 flying commander. I don't think we should change how the game works for annoying archetypes, just change the way you play. It's 100 card singleton for God's sakes, you shouldn't have the same playstyle every game. Adapt to the decks and playstyles around you. And if you are running into Poison decks left and right for some reason, play fucking Melira or Sun Cleanser. That's right. I said Sun Cleanser. The most common suggestion I hear in Commander is to have it be 15 or 20 poison counters so it's more in line with Commander damage. And no, just no. All that does is slow it down and make it way more boring for every player involved. Because not only does the Poison player have to spend double the amount of time just to do what their deck does, but the other people have to deal with the Poison player for twice as long. Poison's whole point is that you got a clock on you, and if you don't deal with that threat before the clock is up, you fucking die. So instead of just doubling the clock on you, it would be so much easier and better if you take that clock and smash it over the head of the person who has a gun to you. To bring it back to JFK real quick, it's just like the JFK quote from Black Ops Zombies.
Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men.
So stop begging for Wizards or the Commander Committee to change how the mechanic works, and just deal with it in the only way you actually can. And also, same thing goes for slivers. Fuck slivers. All my homies hate slivers. Sliver players are the biggest snakes in MTG ever, but maybe I'll get into that in a different video. Maybe.